Hi, this is Gayle. Welcome to my channel tonight. We are going to do not really an unboxing. I'm going to do a little review. I've got a clip that I'm going to share with you because we have got some merch. Yay! I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So I've been looking at a lot of different things, and I have offered some products through Zazzle before. So now we have a great new Zazzle store just for us. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Excuse my cough. This is probably not going to be a long live stream tonight just because I am not feeling well. So we're going to talk about the merch and see what's on your minds, check in with you, touch base. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all hanging out. And yeah, so let's first talk about the Zazzle merchandise that we've got after I welcome everybody. See how you're doing. So Peter Parker, it's good to see you. Tanya Lambert is in the house. And Peter Parker. Hi, Spider-Man. Peter Parker is Spider-Man or was Spider-Man. I don't know why you can't comment. I'm sorry. But glad to see you. Melissa's here. Hey, Melissa. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I've heard people say before that they're not able to comment recently, not on my channel necessarily, but on others. And I've had that experience too with a chat the other day. Don't know what's up with that. Hopefully, it's just a little thing YouTube's got going on that they'll fix. So, hi, Laurel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it could be a YouTube bug. And thank you, Laurel. I appreciate that. And Tanya and Melissa. It's just everybody else has had the crud and it's been missing me. And I think it just hit a little too close to home, so to speak. So yeah, I had that. It was just one chat. So I don't know what's up with that. And Peter's saying he's run into it. So yeah, it wasn't one of those things that lasted a long time with me. It was just that one room. So I just commented and left a comment on one of the other videos that was done by that person and said, hey, I tried. So, Peter, I'm glad you've not been sick or had the cold. And Tanya, you've got it and it won't go away. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. But hopefully the spring will come and eventually bring some warmer weather and get all this out of the way. Or I've heard that a good hard freeze will help take care of some of this. So who knows? But hopefully we'll all be better soon. Stellar's in here. Hi, Stellar. Welcome. Okay. Laurel says her allergies have been making her eyes watering. Yeah. That's the way it goes sometimes. I'm always washing my hands. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Hopefully that's better. The other students at school last semester used to tease me, and I had coworkers that used to tease me because I was always going through and using the Clorox wipes on the tables, on the desk there at school and at work. I used to always go through back on the phones and wipe them off with alcohol. So, they sell those little alcohol pads in the drugstore for people who are diabetics. So I got some, and none of us got sick that year when I went through on the phone. So yeah, sleep would be great, Melissa. Let me know how that works out for you. No, seriously, I do try. And Stellar is saying sleep, hot tea, and chicken soup cure a lot of things. That's true. And I am very fortunate. My husband made me some hot tea a little while ago, which has really helped. Yeah, I actually do, Peter. I actually do turn it down. I have asthma, and so when my lungs are acting up, I hit that thermometer and it's or thermostat rather, and that's the first thing that I do is to set it way on back. It freezes out whoever's here with me, but I can breathe better. Laurel, it may have been my personal page. Let me post that link. But either way, if I recognize it's you, I'll approve you. So it's just that my personal page sometimes gets bogged down. And let's see. Let me get that link up. But yeah, it sometimes gets a little, I don't want to, I didn't say bogged down because that's not necessarily what I mean, but sometimes it has things on it that are sometimes difficult for people. I used to do sexual assault cases and domestic violence before going into this. So I still have some of that. And sometimes, you know, people will ask me to post different things. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. There's the link. So, and Laurel, you're welcome to join me on either page. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that about my personal page there. Yeah, the humidifier helps sometimes too. And oh, Tanya made chili. That sounds good. Hello. Yes, I know. You want under my feet here? You want up here? Is that what you're getting at? Okay, you can get up here. Hold on a second. If that's what you want. You're not going to be very comfortable. Sorry, Tomlin's in here. He's been glued to my side. So anyhow, yeah. You want to say hi? If I get the camera out, I know you'll leave, right? He's nosing around behind me, so if you see ears, that's what it is. But he's such a big baby. Yes, I know. That's my foot you're sitting on. Sorry about that. Yeah. So he's in here currently. He's sitting on my foot. So if the table jiggles, we know why. Like then. So sorry about that, folks. So, and let's see. Laurel says I went on the link last week. Okay, I'll look. And Peter Parker says honey and rum is good too for a cold. Probably. I've also heard moonshine works, but then I'm in Tennessee, so that's what we do. Or I guess they do rum too. Hot toddy could be. Melissa says she can't see any comments besides her own. And one of my other mods maybe send her a direct message and see if she can see that. And Stellar says, I thought a toddy was whiskey instead of rum. Let me back up. Oh, okay, great. Archer did great in church. I'm so glad. That's exciting. I'm glad. And y'all don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. I see a couple of y'all already have, and I appreciate that. And then Stellar saying, I thought a toddy was whiskey instead of rum. And Tanya says it can be either. And Laurel says, Tanya, the group you were showing dog shoes. And she says, okay, brain fog. And Peter's asking Melissa if Melissa can see his comment. So there you go. So I want to show you before I forget, and I've got to pull this back up because I've already lost it. I want to show you our Zazzle store, and I'm excited about it. Yes, I'm trying to like reach way over the dog here, so excuse me. I know, Tomlin, really. Let me get it pulled up, and then I'll show you. Let's see. I want to get it to where it's the part that you see, not the part I see. Let's see. Because y'all don't want to look at the back end of the store. The front end is much better. If I can get into it. Oh, I know. If I log out, that should do it. Let me log out. Okay, it just wants to reload. Why does it want to reload? Like that. Yes, I'm talking to the computer like I think it's going to respond. That's what I do. I'll just open a different browser. But anyway, I've been so excited about this because several of y'all have been asking. So I've got this, and then I hopefully will have the magazine out next month, and we'll have a magazine too for the channel. So exciting stuff. Magazine is going to be twice a year, and let's kind of see where it goes. I'm going to have at least one recipe. I'm going to do some channel shout outs actually on the magazine and highlight those channels, have some information about at least one of the places where I've traveled, and kind of go from there. There it is. Okay. I've got the store up, and yeah. So let me go back in here. Anyway, I'm excited to be able to offer this. Zazzle's got some really nice products. They tend to be a little pricey. We just got the profit margin set at 10%. So I would suggest if there's something that you want in particular, wait till it goes on sale, and you can message me and I can help watch for those sales. So, and John, I'm sorry, Amber and John Homestead Projects. Amber is here. Hi, Amber, and welcome. And Peter Parker says, Melissa, tell Melissa to refresh her page. Melissa, maybe if you refresh the page, it'll help. Also, let me type a comment in and see if that clears it up. It seemed to help. I was in a chat the other day and somebody did that. So there you go. And Stellar says that her phone's not letting her message Melissa. Okay. Melissa, I hope this is helping. Chief Living says, I can see everyone now. I guess my cell was to blame. Okay. And Amber's saying that she yells at her phone when it locks up. Yeah, I mean, I do that too. And thank you all for the like, whoever put the like down. I appreciate it. And Chief Living is Melissa. She's just signed in with her other channel. So that's awesome. So, okay. So let me get this pulled up. And these products will kind of go with our blog. I don't know if you've seen the blog, but I'll show you that too while I'm at it. So, okay. Here we go. And that's not showing it. Of course it's not showing it. How about that one? Okay, it doesn't want to pull it up. That's crazy. Because I can see it right here. Let me try one more thing. What a night. I'm going to see if maybe I just picked the wrong thing on the application window. I've got Word, Google Hangouts, Bodacious. It's not showing this other thing. So, okay. In that case, let me go back to square one. Sorry about this, y'all. The joys of tech, right? And yes, I hear you. It is bad with colds. Thank you, Amber, for your solidarity there. What? Oh. I just kicked the dog without meaning to. I'm sorry. I just needed my foot back. There we go. I think I've got it figured out. Okay. All right. I think. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope this works. Now I can't find the screen share button. Here we go. I know he is going to get me back for that kick. I saw this just before it rolls over. Okay, here we go. This is the Bodacious Store, because that's our hashtag is Be Bodacious. And you can get the logo on just about anything that you want. Now this logo right here, this is actually an old logo, so it's going to go away. I don't even know why that's still up there. But mugs and buttons and all sorts of things there. And they've got my YouTube channel on them. Excuse me. So yeah, so pretty much everything. I've got the mug I've got to show you has that design on it. Excuse me, I'm getting a drink there. So anyway, I'm real excited. But as you can see, some of the products are a little pricey. So they do have sales. So we've got the profit margin set at 10%. So don't think I'm making big bucks off this. So the $16.85, I'm going to make, if it was full price, I would make, 10% of that. So what would that be? $1.68.5, something like that. But anyway, reason I did that is because, believe it or not, I've had several people ask. So the thing about Zazzle is I like their products. I've used them in the past. So even though they're a little more expensive than some places like Cafe Press and stuff, I like them because I felt very comfortable with the quality of the products. I've had in the past, I've had tote bags, buttons, stickers, postcards, you name it, and I've consistently had good quality. One time I had a little problem and the printing was offset just a little bit, and I'd ordered cards and they had offset the printing just a little bit. So I had a tiny white stripe going down the very end of the card, and I could have trimmed it off, but I called Zazzle, or maybe it was chat. Anyway, I contacted Zazzle. Now I don't remember how, and this is going back several years ago. And they're like, take a photo and send it to us. So I did, and they had new product out that day and told me that I could do whatever I wanted to with the other cards. I wound up donating them because different nonprofit agencies are oftentimes having to write thank you cards. And I thought that would at least have been some that they didn't have to buy. So I thought that was nice. So anyway, this cheap living, they are high. And that is the thing. So I will let you know. And we may look later on. Yes, you can use PayPal. But we may look later on at a different provider. But I'm a little picky about the products that I suggest, and I didn't want my name on something that I knew wasn't going to work. So anyway, that being said, here's the product right there. I'm pretty happy with it. The design is crisp. So, and now I only got it, and this was just my option. I just got it on one side instead of two. But yeah, and I got the plain white. They do have them where you can get color inside, and it's just a me thing. I don't like it with colors inside, but like I said, it's just me. And yeah, plain. This is China, so it's got a thinner lip. That looks thick, but the picture is making the lip look really thick, but it's actually pretty thin. More like a, not like one of those thin ceramic cups, but like your regular mug. So And Grace, Life of Grace and Logan Vlogs. Hi and welcome. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate Peter Parker. I appreciate that. Thank you. And let's see. Yeah, it's the logo that I have up on the group. Somebody a few minutes ago, Laurel, I think it was you that had mentioned about you weren't sure if it was my private page or my group page that you joined. If it has this logo on it, it's the group. Okay. So let's see. Let me back up here and catch up. Yeah, I can put the link for the story in the group. Let me do that right now while I'm thinking about it. I'll post it here and then I'll post it. I may already have it. I'll check the group. I'll post it here too. So we've got that. And let's see. Gayle or anyone else, what kind of organizer do you recommend to start brainstorming for my YouTube? I do it a couple of different ways. First thing I do is I take out a pen just on a random sheet of paper and I just start writing. And I don't have the book in here that I can show you, but I'll work on posting that to the group. Or maybe on my blog, I might do both. But just take out a pen and then just start writing and put all your ideas on that sheet of paper. Then the next thing I do is I go through and I look to see if any of those are seasonal dependent. So I will make my little notes out next to it, whether it's spring, fall, anytime. Like one of the videos I'm working on right now is how to stay, how to stay warm in a camper van. Obviously, it's not something I need for summer. So on my list, I would put a W out by that. Then after I have my list and I've kind of divided it out for that session, I'll go through the next and I've got calendars and I'll write it down on the calendars. So that gives me a framework. Now, that's what I sat down and did last year, and it worked out pretty well. I do tend sometimes to go off the rails with that, but I'll do a video on that. So, and Stellar can tell you I'm crazy with notebooks. So, and Stellar says she'd be lost without Evernote. Okay. Oh, Amber's got her addiction on sweet tart candy canes. There you go. And if anybody else, y'all suggestions, we've got several YouTubers in here. If you want to talk about how you organize your schedule, put that in there and help Laurel out. And Laurel says, my YouTube posts will be fine art I make out of materials that would normally be discarded. And I love that. And Chief Living is offering to share her Reese's, or saying she needs to share her Reese's. There you go. So the Life of Grace and Logan vlogs just came back. They did a trip. So if you have suggestions on organizing your YouTube channel, pop those in too. There you go, Cheap Living. I tend not to use the cute notebooks. I tend to use the super cheapy. What I did was, and I've got some blank ones in here. I just don't have one I've actually written on in here. But I've got these, and they're just the little notebooks that you use for school. I'll just put some little dividers on them. And so, Laurel, I'll use these. I pick these up. The reason I have several of them is because I picked these up on an after-school sale for 19 cents each. So it helps. Let's see. Tanya says, especially when I'm upset, looking back at my notes I made helps me understand my thoughts and feelings. Yeah, I've kept a prayer journal, and it helps for that too. Amber says, Gayle, are you doing okay? Actually, Amber, I'm a little under the weather, but doing all right, but under the weather a little bit. So I've got some tea I'm sipping on, and my husband actually made me some hot tea. And I've got the dog Velcroed to my feet down here. Oh, but thank you for asking. And let's see. Stellar says, Tanya, it's why I like Evernote so much. It's on all my devices. I usually don't have to remember what notebook I wrote something down in. Okay. And Chief Living says, I wish I had advice on organizing, but I'm still learning how to do that. Honestly, we've all got to find our own system. And the way I do it may not work for anybody else. My brain's wired oddly. So, yeah, but that's how I do it. It just helps. And also, it says for me, I just write stuff in my daytime with all else, and I do fall off the rails with that. On one hand, I'm organized, but on another, I'm not. Laurel says, so did I miss about donating to you, Gayle? No, I actually hadn't talked about that. There's a super chat button on the bottom of the screen. I'm sorry, bottom of the chat window. And you can do super chat, PayPal. I've got PayPal too. So also it says, okay, I'm listening but not watching, taking the laptop around as I get ready. That's awesome. Thank you for coming in. And we've got It's Kathy's blog in here also. So thank you. And don't forget to give me thumbs up, because I appreciate them, let me show you. I'll pull that back up. Or not back up. I'll pull up so you can see the super chat. And it may be, I've also got it on my blog. Okay. Let me pull this up first, and then I'll go to my blog. Because I would suggest everybody have a blog that they can use also, as well as Facebook and other methods, Twitter and so forth. Other methods to kind of get your word out, and also to create another stream of income, which can be helpful. Okay, but this button right here, you're asking about donating if you want to. This button right down here, this $sign, is a super chat. And so you just go in and click on that, and this is what it brings up. And then click the super chat option. And you can add whatever amount you want, and it says your amount and message will be public. So buy and send. They're going to have you, of course, link your credit card or something to that. But yeah. So, and that's, of course, if you're monetized through Google, through AdSense, which is always good. I mean, you always want to, the more options, the better. Also, we'll go into, what am I doing here? Okay, I've got two windows open at the same thing. Lovely. Also, I've got a link up at the top. Excuse me. Use my top. Up here in my header, I've got support my channel by PayPal. And if you've got a channel, I kind of suggest you put it on there just because it helps. Now, unlike some channels, I'm not like, I don't really super push donations. I probably should, I guess, in some people's minds, but I don't push it. But it's there, and I always appreciate it. So anyway, I got a couple of different things here. Okay, the Zazzle store I showed you that with the products. I've got the Bodacious Broads travel blog. There's our snappy logo there. And in it, I talk about, what is a bodacious broad? Some of the travels. You can just see some of the dreams that I've got there. Oh, this guy, I'm going to show you this picture right quick. This was taken up at the Arctic Circle. And this guy, all by himself, he was brought there by plane. He flew in. He was taken to the Arctic Circle, and he is riding this tricycle, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's a tricycle. He's riding that from the Arctic Circle to the tip of South America. That was his big goal. And you can see on through here, there's just a whole lot of nothing. And all this cloudiness, that is actually all fire. That's all smoke. That's not fog. So in addition to like bears and grizzlies and bears and whatnot, moose, he's had some fire challenges to go through and miles of nothing. But anyway, I just thought that was pretty amazing that anybody would want to do that. And now we've got it up great big, and I don't know why. Yeah, there it is. So anyway, so I've got the Bodacious, and then I've got my own kind of more private, not really private, but a different brand, I guess you could say, with some of the speaking. And on this, I've got, okay, that's the video I did on the mug, and deals and affiliate links. Okay. This is just another way if you want ever to support my channel. I've got some of the links on my channel, and I've got them on my blog too, GayleCrabtree.com. And I tried to find the best deals that I could for everybody to put on here. And so this Amazon, you actually get an Amazon gift card and 25% off a Fire tablet if you trade one in, which is kind of cool. In addition to, if you buy through that, I get a small commission. If you're not a AAA member, and you want to become one, if you use the AAA South link, then when you renew that, you get 20 AKA dollars, but it's only a discount on your next membership. And then I want y'all to have some money off of Airbnb. So I thought that the $40 coupon was a good deal. And I'll make, I don't remember how they do that. And then Straight Talk rewards. And these are all things that I use. And oh my gosh, Groupon. If you guys don't know about Groupon, I love Groupon. So let me know if you know about that. Because if you do, I'm not going to bore you. But if you don't know about that, then I'll share it. And did any of that actually come up? So did any of that actually show up that I was trying to show you with the screen share? Yeah, looking back, I'm not sure it did. Okay, so let me try the screen share function again. Oh. Okay. So here you go. All right. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, so this is my primary blog, and you don't have to necessarily have separate blogs. It's just that I already had this one set up. It's been like for several years now. It's got my speaking schedule and everything in it. Oh, my nose is driving me crazy. Sorry. So that's just some of the places, some of the photos of some of the speaking I've done, whether it's been to groups or the Lincoln Memorial. So for y'all with that. But the deals and affiliates links, I make a little bit off of sales and things through these links, but I also tried to pick it out, the best deals that I could for you guys. So I feel great about, advertising this gift card situation here with Amazon when you trade in a tablet. And I like being able to, like if you guys do the membership through AAA, then we'll each get the $20 whenever we renew, which is not actually a check. It's just, like I said, it's just money off your renewal fee. And straight talking stuff. And Groupon, you know, I'm crazy over these Groupon deals. I love Groupon. I don't think I could travel or anything without the Groupon. And then let me try showing you this again on the blog, the travel blog. And this is relatively new. There you go. I've had this for a little while now. Anyway, some of the places I've traveled. And this is the guy I was going to show you a few minutes ago, and I don't think it came through. Let me just check and see if this is through now. Yeah. Okay. This is the guy I was telling you about a few minutes ago. He actually is, whoops. Let me shrink that back down. There we go. He's the one that was dropped off. This is at the Arctic Circle. So that's where he was actually dropped off, and he's got a long way to go. And like I said, all of that is smoke from a forest fire. So he's got that danger to contend with, as well as everything else. So I thought that was pretty amazing that somebody would have that much gumption, for lack of a better word. Yes, you can go now. Okay, he gets to go out. But you know, to me, the guy, I just can't imagine. I mean, what possesses you to leave a nice, safe, relatively safe home to go to the dip of South America? So anyway, oh, the Zazzle screen share was fine. Okay, let me scroll up. I want to catch up with what's in the chat. So let's see. Laurel says, okay, Gayle, thanks for telling me how to do that. Tanya says, Chief, you're braver than me. I hide from the camera. The only time I did not was when I was on with Gayle. And Amber, which was a great segment. Great, just saying, that was a great segment. Okay, Amber, I will watch it. Amber says, Gayle, watch my last video. I upload it like it's great news. Okay, great. And Cheap Living says, Tanya, I'm tired and I'm hiding and always too tired. And Laurel says, is blogging different than doing demonstrations on YouTube? And yes, actually, well, yes and no, because you can write a blog article and embed your video from YouTube in that blog article. I think I've got that on another blog. And I know it seems like I've got a lot of blogs, and I feel like I do too sometimes, but I used to write online. So I used to make a chunk of my living by writing online, and having the blogs going was a big deal. I don't do this particular one as much anymore, but I'll show you how you can, whoops, if I can hit the right links, I'll show you that you can embed, because if you're going to do demonstrations, this may be a helpful thing to know. So let me get it opened up. It'll be a minute. Everything always takes a minute. So this blog of mine is called You've Been Reviewed. And let's see, I'll pull this. There we go. And so it started out with restaurant reviews, and so now I'm doing some different product reviews, and actually expanded it to talk about like my trip to Alaska and stuff, which if everything works out well, I'll be going this summer back there. So let me see. Here we go. And this is the oldest one. It's been around forever. So let me find an article here where I've embedded. And you can do more with your blog as far as monetization. Let me go older. Because it's your blog, so you can monetize it however you want to. And YouTube has some rules that you kind of have to follow. Somewhere I've got some of this embedded. I know Teleco Plains doesn't. Well, anyway, here's something on my day trips. Maybe it's embedded. Yep. Okay. Here we go. The cleaning wipes that I did, which I absolutely love for my dog. I went through and I wrote about them here on my blog, and then I embedded the YouTube video. So if somebody clicks on this, it takes them to my YouTube channel. But I've also got Google AdSense and their Amazon links and Groupon. Like I said, I love Groupon. So I've got that link there as well. So I've got some monetization on that. And right now, some monetization with my YouTube channel. But, you know, when YouTube makes changes to their monetization, who knows, you know. They did it this past year, as you all know, but hopefully they won't do it again. But that's under somebody else's control and you don't know. And I just feel like when the blog, that's under your control. So there we go. I like the combination of blogging and vlogging. I guess I should have really tagged this how to make money online, which is totally fine. And all sorts, it's going, let me see, let me back up. Oh yeah, Stellar's saying Tanya's checkout food wishes. You never see the dude stays. You see his hands with the cooking, which I think is actually more helpful. He does a voiceover with narration with steps and lame jokes. Yeah, he does. I like it too. And then Laurel asked if the blog should be separate. And Tanya says, I will. Amber says, Gayle, Groupon never sends me anything. I only got a virus from one of their emails. I'm not the only one to get a virus. Interesting. I've never gotten a virus from them at all. I wonder if it was a spoof, because I use them a lot and I've never gotten a virus or anything like that. But with Groupon, when you do get up on their email list, they will send you alerts to let you know what's on sale in like their area, your area, or whatever area you set. And sometimes they can be really, really nice deals. So, like one of the things I like, the Titanic often has, which is in Pigeon Forge, they often have their Groupon for a fraction of what it actually costs to go. And I've bought, it's called Groupon, but it's like you're buying a coupon. So like I bought restaurant gift certificates off of there for like $10, and they were actually valued at like 30 or more. So, and then periodically, Groupon has a sale on the Groupons. So you get the discount that you're buying from Groupon, and then you get a percentage off of that. So anyway, yeah, I like Groupon. Pizza gift cards or pizza coupons, movies. We did a thing where a movie, popcorn, and drink, and that whole setup was like $9. So, you know, it's a pretty good deal. And cheap living has to go. So bye, Mel. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for coming in. Yeah. So anyway. And let me pull it up. Yeah, Chief Living. Okay, she had to go, but yeah, Groupon's great. Tanya says she used to write fan fiction. You may want to look into a blog. Just be careful because people will steal your work off your blog sometimes, which is a pain. Tony says, yeah, and maybe see me on the way back. And Stellar says WordPress and Blogspot are good places to start. Blogspot's more user-friendly, but WordPress gives you more flexibility. I would agree with that strongly. It says Blogspot may be bigger now, actually. I don't know if it is or not. And Laurel says, so when I start on YouTube, they do tutorials. Yes, they do. There are tons of how to get started on YouTube. YouTube also has what they call Creator Academy, which will help you get started. And there's some good names like Roberto Blake he's all about helping YouTubers get started and do well with their channels. He has been a big help to me. Some great videos there. And then Amber says, next Sunday, I want to be, wait a minute. Whoops, it's shifted. Amber says, Gayle, next Sunday, I want to be on your panel to talk more about our homestead life. That would be great. It's going to be great. So yes, we can talk about it. I've actually not done panels per se, and I want to. So if y'all, we can throw some links out if you ever want to be on, but let me know ahead of time. And Stellar says, I've never uploaded anything to YouTube. I'm certain someone has made getting started YouTube tutorials or series. And yes, they have. And Chief Living suggested that Laurel do a search. And thank you again for coming in, Chief Living. And Stellar says, I still get Groupon alerts for the DC area, and I've changed that several times. Yeah, all I can tell you is it may be a cookie on your browser, so you may have to check that. So. And Tanya says, not sure anything I write on my blog would be popular. Most of my writing is just for fun or it's an emotional release. I get it. Yeah, Stellar says, Tanya, me too, usually. So, yeah. Laurel says, I was a teacher for 37 years, but now with all my meds, that slow my processing. I hear you. I wasn't a teacher. I don't think I would ever have had the patience to be a teacher. I used to work with juvenile offenders, and I think as a teacher, I might go hunt down some parents, but you have my admiration. And Amber says, I have something fun to talk about next Sunday. Sounds good, Amber. We'll talk. It sounds good. Yeah. And Sellers says, Amber, are you moving to Alaska for real this time? And Laurel says, please be patient with my responses. Laurel, don't you dare worry. It's all good. And Laura, I'll tell you about a little bit about me is I'm slow in my responses too sometimes. And it's because I have a head injury. So I totally understand. And Tanya says, I've tried to start writing a book about my life, but I can't seem to get it done. Tanya, my suggestion on that is just start writing and maybe write a little bit and then come back to it. And maybe you write, or this is what it's been suggested to me. And then maybe you write about another portion of your life later and then come back and write another portion later and just keep different files. So that's what it was suggested to me anyway about getting started. I haven't written mine either. All Sorts is back. Hi, All Sorts, and welcome. And Amber's laughing at Stellar. Yeah. So, yeah. Excuse me. So, but there's, Antonia's talking about like short stories. Yeah. And there's, you can publish, if you wanted to self-publish your stories, Lulu.com, I published through them, and it was great. I think I've mentioned that before. And then we published through Amazon. Stellar actually helped with that. So one of the things that, and maybe I should just do a live stream on this sometime, but one of the things that they used to say when I was writing online is multiple streams of income. And I think that really applies to YouTube as well. So if you do write, look at how you can monetize that later on. Also, it says regarding articles and writing, I wrote about my family history on Dublin Docs. That is awesome. All sorts. Where did you publish that? Did you go through the traditional route with a publisher, or did you go through the self-publishing, or how did you do that? So we've got Live with McKenzie in here. Hi, Live with McKenzie. How are you? It does sound cool, doesn't it, Stellar? And peace, Serenio. Can't see that well. Hi, Diaz. Yes, Serenio. Hi and welcome. Yeah. And of course, we're monetized through the Zazzle store. So all different kind of ways. I think the thing for YouTubers is we've just got to tie it all in together. So I hope that helps. We're only going to be on here a few more minutes, guys. I'm losing my voice. And let's see. Oh, wow. You'll have to tell us when it's available. Yeah. I would love to read that. And it'll be in the Docklands Museum. I just love that. Let us know when it's available. Because maybe we could contact the museum and buy a copy, or buy it from you, or somehow. I would love to read that. And Amber is talking about Alaska. She said, "Y'all, I really couldn't make it in Alaska. I would literally freeze to death. My body is used to the southern weather too." I don't know. It might be warmer than you think. It was 75 degrees when I was at the Arctic Circle. You never know. I think I'm already doing that, McKenzie. And they want you to steer away from saying the SUPPORT word. If you want to say friends or something like that, maybe. But let's see. I think I've got you. Excuse me. It's loading. And those of y'all who just came in, please go ahead and give me the like, hit that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. Yes, I'm on McKenzie's channel. Y'all, she's a sweet girl, so if you can help her out, I think that would be a good thing. So anyway, thank you, McKenzie. Laurel says, I have nerve medication for my nerve damage due to spine deterioration. I reverse word spelling or leave words out. So basically, I'm a scrambled up mess. Laurel, I do that same thing. I'm not on nerve medication. Mine's just with a head injury, but I do have a nerve problem in my back, ironically. And let's see, also where it says, you sound like you're losing your voice. Yeah, I am. I've got a cold. I didn't think I was going to be on long, but I'm glad to be on. Don't get me wrong. And Stellar saying, Laurel, you're not a scrambled mess. But Stellar can tell you, she can vouch for me and tell you that I do the same thing. She has edited and proofread and looked at a lot of my papers, like for school and stuff. and helped me unscramble them. So I understand. Yeah. Yeah, and McKenzie, that's just one of those frustrating things lately that YouTube's come out with. And Tanya says, I do that with math and words. Yeah, I do too. But and that's where it's kind of like double frustrating because I have the dyscalculia, which means I have math issues anyway. So I still get my math stuff all mixed up, but now I've got the words too. But it's one of those things. Yeah. And Stellar's helped me with math too. She knows I'm not good at that at all. She straightened out my work, and plus my math professors that I've had so far at college have been great. They've consistently told me that if I wrote the problem down wrong and then worked it, they would still give me credit for it. Or if I transposed a few digits while I was working the problem and we could figure out what I did, that they would still give me credit for it because they knew that my mind just works weird with that. So Tanya says, I hate math. Amen, sister. I can hear you with that. And she says, my friend set up a computer page to help me budget so I don't get that mixed up. That's good. And Stellar's saying, Mom, you can do all the math she wants in her head. It's only when you write it down that you have issues. Algebra, because I get the letters mixed up with the numbers in algebra. And Tanya says mine's due to brain damage caused at birth. So, yep. Life's a challenge. I'm just glad to still be in it, you know. Excuse me. Well, I think it's I'll go ahead and cut this in about another minute or so. And also where it says algebra, LOL. Oh, I know. One of my big things with algebra is I'll get the sum symbol mixed up with any other letter that it's around, or I'll get Z's mixed up with 7. Those are really common for me to mix them up. Or I will learn the math one day and I will sit down later that day or the next day, and I literally will have no clue how to even approach the problem. And it's so frustrating. But yet to give me a column of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have to add them up, that's just lickety split. And let's say Amber says, Gayle, with my mood next person use the S word, it's not a mod, I may time out too. Yeah, McKenzie didn't mean to. She just didn't know. She's really a great person. And Laurel says, at least Candy understands me. I'm thinking about teaching her sign language so when allergies get me hoarse. You know, I understand. It might not be a bad idea. I think so, Tanya. And McKenzie says, I hate algebra. Yeah, I totally get it. And like the first web page, oh my gosh, it was hand coded. And this was before we had any kind of helpful programs or anything to help us create web pages. If we wanted that web page background to be yellow, we had to hand code it so that the computer, and you just couldn't go in and write the word yellow. You had to put in all the numbers and symbols to tell the computer to do every little thing. And so I would spend hours sometimes looking for my error where I had transposed two things. And let's say I had gotten like black or red instead of like green or white. You know, it was hair pulling sometimes. But there you go. I think my dog's smarter than me. Yeah. Oh, thank you, McKenzie. I appreciate that. She says, "Or I'm going to do a video and YouTubers people should watch, and I'm gonna be in it." So that's cool. Thank you. And let's see. And he's doing. Let me back up. He says he's doing well. It's a great idea for crowds too. Feller says it's all good, McKenzie. Now you know. And Laurel says they say dogs can learn it quite fast. We have Tomlin trained for hand signals too. He knows that, like, if I need something and I look at him and I go like this, he knows to come. And that snap gets his attention. So, and lots, he knows how to sit down, roll over, and PPTs and everything with hand signals. It's just, I like it. I think everybody should do some of that. So, it is stellar. I'm going to have to go. Thank you all for watching. I've really appreciated hanging out with you. If you haven't already left me a thumbs up, please go ahead and do so. I appreciate that. And thank you all again. I am going to have to go because I'm like totally losing my voice here, even as I talk. And, that's not that great. But thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night and keep on having a great new year, okay? All right, y'all take care. I'm working on it, Amber. I will. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Love y'all too. Thanks for watching.